What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz podcast, and we are live with the final regular season week of the NFL, week 18. We're making the picks, predictions, the locks, the dogs, all of that. As always, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment who y'all got in these matchups. I'm Paul, pick and win them, and I'm joined with.
Hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev, Waterboy, your boy, aka the Don P. Always the real science screen. We talking about comments and shit. Hey, find out what happens when you take daytime medicine at night. Cause a nigga feel like I'm good and under the weather. You feel me, Paul? But I'm like, do I wait till tomorrow when I'm probably gonna be sick as fuck, or do I just take some medicine now, even though it's daytime medicine? We'll see.
So you might as well today because tomorrow you gotta be locked in, but we got 3 games.
Oh, we do got 3 games tomorrow. We love Saturdays. I love Saturday football. Maybe I should start watching college football more often. But before we get into any of the slates, Paul. Paul, I was watching the college football playoffs, dude, but told me that niggas don't fuck with me. So I'm over here. I forgot what game I watched first. I think it was SMU. They didn't let my dog Ashton Jetty get off like I was expecting. So I was like, no problem.
That's Boys
I,
State. That's Boys State.
oh, my bad. Boise State. I ain't let my dog get off like that. But then I motherfucking watched like a little bit of the Texas Arizona State game. I'm doing something at the same time, but every time I look up, some shit's going down. Crazy shit popping. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe I gotta lock into these playoffs real quick. Then I go watch the motherfucking Ohio State Oregon game. And bruh, any chance I look down at my phone to say something in the chat about the Ohio State Oregon game, I look up Ohio State score. I shit
Oh,
you not, Paul. I literally couldn't type. Like I couldn't type, damn, Ohio State is whooping ass. Like every time they would score. Like they would literally beat the shit out of Oregon. I was just like, oh, this is crazy. I'm thinking Oregon's that dudes. They said Phil Knight gave them
frauds.
unlimited NIL money,
Fraud.
13-0. Dylan Gabriel's supposed to be that guy.
Fraud. Transfer portal for nothing.
I don't know, kid. That boy Jeremiah Smith and Jeremiah Smith tweeted, y'all play man, bro. I'm motherfucking, we taking a shot. And these motherfuckers played man.
Jeremiah Smith, arguably the greatest wide receiver prospect to walk onto Ohio State's field, and this is after Olave, Garrett Wilson. I mean, they've had their hitters of hitters in the last 5 years, but like the way that he's a true freshman, 6'4", 220, and is out there outclassing people. And the Jit's only like 18 years old.
Did it,
Um,
did Marvin Harrison Jr. go to Ohio State last year?
yeah, the same with him. Like this, Jeremiah Smith is
Wow.
the way they speak of him and Josh or Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is that's a Sunday football player since the moment he played high school football. Like
What
he's
about what about the Jit from Alabama? He like 17.
he's nice too, Ryan, but he has no quarterback. He has a running back playing quarterback, so
Oh fuck.
he snapped. Don't get me wrong, but like when you Jeremiah Smith is just if if they had the same quarterback play over there in Alabama, we'd be talking a lot more about Ryan Williams. But he had those couple games, and then Jalen. I mean, we saw Milrow shit the bed, fumble like 3 times against Michigan in his bowl game. Uh,
Oh wow.
but Ohio State was my pick to win it all this year. I think we are like week 8 or something, week 12, where we made like we talked for it a little bit, and I said it was gonna be Georgia versus Ohio State. Carson Beck gets hurt in the last game in the bowl game, leading into the playoffs. So Georgia has to go in there with their backup quarterback Gunnar Stockton. They end up losing to Notre Dame, but Ohio State was. I thought it was gonna be Ohio State versus Georgia. Ohio State finally gets the chip, gets everything, the monkey off their back type shit, and but that Oregon, I was never high in Oregon. I thought Oregon was going to lose against Wisconsin a couple weeks ago. They lucked out on that. They lucked out against Boise State early in the season. So like I've been big like oh when Ohio State rematches Oregon, they're gonna win big. And like I was so mad that I didn't know the game was gonna happen like on a fucking Friday or a Thursday or whatever. So I missed betting on that game. So I was like I didn't get the because it was like a pick 'em or some shit. I would have like hammered or Ohio State like so, but yeah, Ohio State is the real deal this year.
Nah, they're no fucking joke. When I see they lost to Michigan, I was like, damn, maybe they're not as good as people told me they was. But nah, I picked that I got Ohio State versus Texas in the chip. But I haven't even looked at the brackets to see
That
if
was
that's
it. That's not
possible.
possible. I think Ohio State plays Texas next bowl game, if I'm not
So that's
mistaken.
That's the chip right there. Whoever wins that game wins the chip.
On the other side, I do the Texas or Arizona State game. Scatterboo, the quarterback for Arizona State, he gets
He's a
the
quarterback?
yeah 100 rushing yards, 169 a passing yards. First ever in I think 26 years. I could be wrong on the number of years the Peach Bowl's been around. First ever losing team to win to have an MVP of the bowl game, and it was Scatterboo. And
I,
that controversial call where it should have been. I mean, everyone, even Gene Skeletor chimed in, and he said not only was it um, targeting, but he broke every rule. Like it was like the way he moved it, the headward motion up. He leaped off the he jumped at him. Like every rule that it could have every like thing intangible on the rule he broke it. But they didn't get the call. Goes to overtime, all that blase blase. But I mean, hell of a game. Texas still won.
double overtime. That shit was fire. But yeah, them boys is I thought Jill was a running back the way he was running all over them things. Cause all I saw was a rushing play.
Scatterboo earned that MVP. I would have been
He
lit
put
to
the
see.
team on his back. Like they just lost. That's all it was.
But yeah, no, college football has been snapping. We can't wait for the Cotton Bowl and the Rose Bowl and all that next week. But with the NFL picks, we got 3 games on Saturday, and I think 8 games on Sunday. No Monday night, and of course no Thursday night. We didn't break down anything Thursday.
Bro, I hated that, bro. It was Thursday. I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I watch a movie? Do I watch anime? Do I go to sleep? Yeah, that shit sucked.
I've been watching the Mr. Beast games. Just has an Amazon Prime, like $5 million on the line, and
Also,
that
Squid Game shit.
yeah, that shit dumb lit, bro. Like, there was one challenge where they chose like 14 cap
Wait, did you just say $5 million?
5 milli, bro. But yeah, and there was one challenge on that where like I'm the team captain and I go to the top of a pyramid, right? And there's a button in front of me. I hit it and I get all the money behind me. But if I do that, everyone on my team goes home. But you get to continue to play on for the next game. So you just send half the people going. That shit went all the way up to $1 million. And Jit didn't press the button. Jit said, "No, I'm gonna ride for my team." If that's me, fuck, I just met them motherfuckers 2 hours ago. I'm fucking taking that Millie, sending them boys home. That's one less competition. I see y'all tomorrow for the next game.
Wait, how many people was on the team?
It was 14 captains, and each team was like 25 people deep. It was like 100 people, but like
And nobody took it?
everyone's playing for the 5 million. So like there's gonna be more games like Squid Games down the line. All 4 captains and the meter behind it keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up. All the way, it's like 500K, 600K. The people at the bottom are just like scared, shook. Some like one guy's like, sight, gotcha, like playing with people's emotions and shit. And the Mr. Beast is just sitting there like, I can't, like, y'all press the button. I'm wiring you $1 million straight to your bank account right now. And you get to play the next games. Like, you don't even get sent home with this $1 million. You get to stay for more games afterwards. Nobody pressed that bitch. I was like, oh, I'm locked in.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Paul. I would have asked to go last because they would have made me go last. They would have been nah, this nigga devious. I would have told them boys, hey man, hasta la vista, kid.
There's another
And
game.
but I just know the next game would have been some team shit to where like I would have got fucked over. So I would have just left with my million.
Next game was they put you in. It's 3 people in one pod, and y'all got to figure out who's going home. 2 get to stay, 1 goes home. Y'all figure it out. Everyone, good luck. Here's a timer.
That's crazy. I would have got my million to slick. Cause what's that? 60%? I get to keep
I'm
60% of that.
they
Man,
lucky
I'll take my
the Beast
600
games
grand.
is predominantly like a white television show because I was like, bro, they would have got yeah, they would have been boxing in their pods. Like, who going home? Like, they would have been boxing. Like,
Say less. So this is so we found something to do on Thursdays and Mondays. Thank you. I appreciate you, Paul.
yeah. But on this Saturday, we got the first game on the slate. Oh, my bad. Only 2 games this Saturday. Biggest spread, I think, of the year. I don't think I've seen a spread this big. 20 points are the Ravens favored at home. They win this game. They clinch up the division. They got the DTR Browns coming into town. I don't think we got to spend much time on this, but they are 12 plus 1,200 underdog.
That sounds so bad. The DTR Browns, just yuck. Ugh. Coming into my town, my city, spit on the floor when they come through. But nah, man, 20 points is a lot of fucking points. I'm not gonna say that's the biggest spread we've ever seen, but recency bias tells me that's the biggest spread we've ever seen. So like I got the Ravens who's still playing for something. They gotta win the division. And doesn't don't they got some incentives or some shit over there?
Yeah, Derrick Henry gets a touchdown, he gets 500K. So like I would bank on that. Honestly, I think he gets his little touchdown.
Oh, what? And has he hit 2K yet?
No, I don't think he's gonna hit 2K. Where's he at? I think he's at like 1600. So I don't think he's
Oh,
yeah 1783. He needs a like a 250 game for that to
what if he said, "Yeah, I'm putting Shifimo out back too"? Oh, Saquon who?
happen. No, man, I won't be shocked if they play the first half and the second half is all bench players.
Which would be smart. But yeah, if they go up by 21, for the betters, and once they go up by 21, put that bench in there.
Yeah, I'm not betting that spread though. But yeah, the Ravens should win here, and it's at home, clinch up the division. And then the next game is the divisional right here. Steelers 2.5 point dogs at home, Kev, with the Bengals coming to town. Bengals have to win this game to keep their hopes alive. Steelers will be watching the Ravens game to see if their hopes still alive to win the division. But they could also play spoiler to the divisional rival Bengals, and arguably the one team that could clinch this play at last playoff spot that nobody wants to see in the playoffs. So they could, that's what I think they're going to be playing for. Is like, do we really want the Bengals to sneak in out of all these teams to sneak in? I don't think they want that. But they're two
Yeah,
and a half point dogs at home. They beat them earlier in the season in a shootout, like 44-41.
I'm not gonna lie to you. So like, I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and Pat McAfee was like, "Y'all, do y'all think Mike Tomlin would lose 4 games in a row?" And until he said that, I was like, I think the Steelers have a great shot to win this game, fight for this division if they have the chance. But knowing that the Ravens is going up 20, the Ravens have a 20-point spread, and they play right before this. So if the Ravens win, it's kind of no fucks given for real. I don't know, kid. The effort, I think the effort's gonna be shown. A lot of people are gonna be like, well, we're kind of locked in where we're at. So I don't know, man. I think these Bengals come in locked in, honed in against a team that might not be playing for nothing.
Ooh, see, my whole thing with this is I'm gonna stick to my gunshot. I think the Bengals probably are the better team, but like I remember that defense being so bad, and just the fact that the Steelers did play the Eagles, Chiefs, and Ravens all in like a 10-11 game span. And yeah, they're 0-3 in those, but like they have a long rest. They're a little bit healthier. I think Pickens is a little bit healthier now. And I don't think anyone wants to see the Bengals. I think the Steelers gonna be playing hard. Like they don't want the Bengals, divisional opponent, don't want to see Joe Burrow in the playoffs. I think they're gonna get up for this game. And like TJ Watt is still TJ Watt against that O line for the Bengals. And I just think the Steelers are Mike Tomlin's not. I don't know his record, but I feel like he always finishes. Other than that one year where they lost like 8 games in a row to end out the year, he usually finishes strong because they were usually that team that sneaks into playoffs because they win their last game and like everything is against them and type shit. And so I think he likes to finish off strong, especially like we can't go 0-4 going into the playoffs. I think that's what Mike Tomlin's gonna be chirping into these boys for playoff right before playoffs. So give me the Steelers as the home dog.
Yeah, I respect it. I'm gonna keep my Bengals pick just off the face that I do think the Steelers have not been playing well, and Mike Tomlin is a veteran coach. Might be on some. Maybe y'all should play a little longer to make you guys like kind of come so we could come into the playoffs like playing some good football. But I think the Bengals, even though they're playing harder, the Bengals are the better team, and the Bengals just don't have anything to not play for. Everything they're doing right now is on the line. So like winning this game is essential to these motherfuckers who started off 4-8 and caught fucking fire.
Then we got another big spread, Kev. This game you'll be watching. 14-point favorite are the Buccaneers at home with the Saints rolling into town. Unfortunately, Kev, I'm gonna be rocking with the Bucks here as 14, but there's no way I'm betting on Spencer Rattler. They could play spoiler. It is divisional opponent, all of that. The Bucks, but there's no way Todd Bowles' defense going up against Spencer Rattler. And there's the way the Bucks are playing right now, firing all cylinders. Mike Evans still has incentives to hit. 1K is right in front of him. I just think the Buccaneers are gonna win this game
Why did you say unfortunately as if I don't think the same thing? Like what?
because the
Like,
Falcons
like
need the Saints
what?
to wake up.
I'm about to say like, nigga, this is life. Don't nobody give a fuck about what you need, nigga. Like what? I think the Bucks are gonna come in with playoff implications on the line. Baker's been playing his best football. Like a lot of people are saying that like Baker, niggas saying that like low key and Baker have been playing like this like consistently throughout the season. He's supposed to be in MVP talks, and I was like, I wouldn't say all that, but like 400-yard performances, 5 touchdown performances, like that's some shit of a motherfucker that's trying to win a game right now. And they're a team that a lot of they come and keep playing like they've been playing. They're a team a lot of motherfuckers don't want to see in this playoff. So I got them boys too, but I'm hoping that the Saints come in. But I heard the best point, like regardless, the Saints win because if they beat the Bucks, they hold the Bucks. If they lose, they hold the Falcons. Like they don't really give a fuck. Like, like this game is to see like, yo, who's gonna have a contract next year?
Yeah, and Spencer Rattler got one more game to at least maybe potentially somewhat keep a job on that Saints roster next year. Because like, if he shits the bed again, like this plays absolute terrible football, they're definitely drafting quarterback again. They're going quarterback draft in this draft class.
They probably got to get Dylan Gabriel. Yeah,
And then we got this one is a game that's gonna be tough to handicap because we got the Patriots 3-point dogs at home with the Bills coming to town. The Bills don't have much to play for. Like there's nothing to play for. Josh Allen's Iron Man streak is on the line if he doesn't start this game. Because it'll be like his first game ever missed, and he says that he's eyeing Brett Favre's record of like 300 and something straight starts in a row or whatever. And so because of that, Sean McDermott said the starters will start this game. How long he doesn't know. You're the fucking head coach. How the fuck do you not know? But nonetheless, they're 3-point favorites on the road going into the Patriots. Drake May, questionable. He kind of got banged up a little bit. Who knows if he's going to start or Joe Milton plays. But this game is just like, honestly, I don't know how to break it down because it could be bench players for most of this game for the Bills, or it could be Bills playing their starters for a full half. Who knows? Bills 3-point favorites on the road.
bro, Josh Allen could get hurt, and the Bills would still win this game. I think their defense is not good, but like Drake May, this entire season for the Patriots has been, oh, Drake May's pretty decent. Oh, they lost. Like they lost by 20. Like they earned that number one pick for sure. I hope that they figure out what to do, trade with that thing. Everybody's saying get Travis Hunter, but like I might get the best O lineman on some Joe Alt shit personally. But I got the Bills. I think the reason why he doesn't know is because they're only gonna play one drive. Top. Like let Josh take a big shot. You're out of there, Josh. No more. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. They just better get him his first little three three to 12 plays, and after that, them boys is done for the game. And I'm still taking the Bills with Mitch Trubisky. With Mitch Trubisky back there holding it down, I'm still taking the Bills to get the W here. And the craziest thing I heard was you only have like 8 O linemen. So like no matter even in situations like this, your O line is still gonna play unless you have like injuries and other things you gotta worry about. So as long as you have competent O line play and you're some receivers that's willing to catch the ball, especially when they're trying to make a name and make a name for themselves and get contracts for next year. I like the Bills to win this game.
I'm going with the Patriots on this one on some like and it has to do it more with not only do I think Josh Allen probably just plays one drive and just to keep the streak of starting alive and then they go straight to bench players, but on the thing of like the number one pick this year has just been so like someone said that like, nobody wants it because like if you need a quarterback, like if the Patriots get number one, they're not going quarterback. So like if the Giants lost number one pick, who cares? They could probably still get the quarterback they want at 3 or 4, and then vice versa. If the other way around is like, oh, you're like no one wants the number one pick. It seems like this year for whatever reason. And I just think Gerard Mayo potentially could be coaching for his job, which you'll hear me say about other guys later on in this show, where it wasn't the best performance. I doubt they fire him, but the same thing, like I think he still wants to like leave a good taste. And these players themselves are grown ass men. They don't give a fuck who they're bringing in next year. They don't give a fuck about none of that. Next year don't mean a goddamn thing to them. So I think the Patriots just don't give a fuck about the first overall pick. Play to win, and whereas the Bills take a week off, knowing that playoffs are next week. Even the backups, we're like, who cares? Like, so I just think the Patriots just show up a little bit more.
I'm telling you, I respect it, but like I picked the Patriots a lot this year, and the motherfuckers went 3-12. I was like, yeah, I like the Bills backups to beat them boys.
Then then what else is down on this list? We got the Texans, who are 1.5 point dog at on the road going into Tennessee. Titans are somehow the favorite here, which sounds kind of crazy, but everybody's been fading these Texans for the last few weeks. No one's high on the Texans here. People are even saying that who gives a fuck if the Texans win or lose? They're going to be a first round bounce in the playoffs with the way that they're playing. I know you've probably seen that CJ Stroud meme of like that motherfucker with the dreads with the jersey and it's like CJ Stroud when you need him the most type shit. Like so, Titans 1.5 point favorite. It makes me almost want to just like jump on the Texans here. Like, oh, everyone bet the Texans, but Raheem Morris, not Raheem Morris, but the Marco Ryan's or he's saying that probably not many starters for the full game. They're already banged up. Win or lose, they already clinched up the division. They who knows? It's one of those Bills situation. I don't know how much they're going to be playing the starters. It could be if CJ Stroud takes a big hit, or he's gone for the rest of the game. Or it could be they played a full half.
Oh man, I mean, I don't want to pick the Titans just because I did watch them lose last week. But this isn't the same week. That was week 17. This is week 18, the last week. No more fantasy championships. Like niggas is motherfuckers is watching right now. Watching motherfuckers is watching just to see just to be on transition for next
And
season.
Tony Pollard does have an incentive. 83 rushing yards for the and there is no the other running backs hurt, so it really does be Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I might go. Who you got in this game? Because I might have to go Tennessee because the 2 points against the Ravens last week, like, and you guys don't have a mindset to like, hey, we got to come in playing some better football. We should play a little longer. Like, I don't know if the Texans is a team to trust in the
That's
situation.
so I'm picking the Texans on the hope of they're coming in with the mentality of we got to play our best football. Like same thing with the Steelers. We have not been playing good football. Even though we win or lose this game, I just think they're gonna come in there like we're gonna play our starters for at least a full half, so we can at least clean some shit up for the playoffs type shit. But I wouldn't be shocked if that's not the case and the Titans win. Like the AFC South has been the worst division to bet on this year. But I'm gonna go with who probably is the better team here and has a little bit more to play for, in the Texans.
Mm, damn, what pick do the Titans have?
They have like the
Titans.
number two pick, but they're right behind the Patriots. And the same thing with like the as long as like the Patriots are not going quarterback, and there was another team, I think it was the Bears in the top like five, and they were like the Bears aren't going quarterback. So it was like these other teams really don't give a fuck if they finish 2, 3, or 4 because they're gonna still get their guy.
I could see Shador in Tennessee. That'd be fine. I'm
And
gonna go.
Tennessee potentially, if they don't cover the spread, I know we're not spread picks here. They don't cover the spread. They go 2-15 against the spread on the year, which is the worst against the spread record of all time.
I don't
History
know.
was made.
Is this supposed to make you like them or not like them?
if you're rooting on their demise, you're probably going against them just to be like, oh, I want to see them break the record of being the worst covering team of all time.
I'm gonna go. See, look, right. Strategically, the Texans, because if the Texans come in and play some good football, they're a lot better than this team. But that gut is saying Tennessee, so I'm gonna go Tennessee.
All right, so I think is that the first one we're gonna be? Oh no, we're split on. You took the Bills over the Patriots. I want to make sure. Yeah. All right, and then our next game down the slate, we got the Packers here, who are a 10-point favorite at home with the Bears coming into town. Packers really don't got much to play for other than like whether or not they're the fifth or the sixth seed. But that also comes down with how the Commanders do against the Cowboys. But I just think similar to the Texans, the Packers have seemed like a team that want to look good going into playoffs. Like I think they're going to keep the good times rolling, and I don't expect them to sit anybody. And the Bears have lost, I think, like, was it 8 straight games in a row or 9, like something insane. And there's just no way I'm picking on the Bears this year. I'm taking the Packers here as the home favorite. The spread is 10 points for a reason.
Every time I hear these names of these teams, I just be like, how many of y'all are gonna go O line? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Travis Hunter drops to like 5 or 6, because like them boys want a lot of people want to go O line. Feel me? Because the Bears O line, but they could be on some Keenan Allen's wash. Let's go get Travis Hunter, and that way we can have him play both sides. Like what? It's been wild.
My hot take with Travis Hunter is I don't think many teams, unless like they're really shitty like the Titans, are gonna let him play both sides. It's just like this is the
That's
NFL.
gonna be this gonna be tough.
Yeah, and then so at that point, it's like who makes more money? The wide receiver. So like as a business standpoint, I think he plays receiver. And if that's the case, you're spending a number one overall pick on a wide receiver who wasn't even the best receiver in his class. That goes to the Arizona guy. Like he wasn't even a finalist for the best receiver of the year award. Like he so at that like, yeah, what he did in college is amazing, both sides of the ball. But when you draft him for the NFL, if he's like number one elite corner, I could see him going top two, top one. But there's a wide receiver. Like when has the wide receiver ever gone number one and not win the Belichick award? Like this guy's not the best receiver. So that's just my hot take. Unless a team like the Titans will let him play both sides of the ball, because that is how he'll be dynamic enough to be like a top two pick.
Yeah, what a great phenomenal take, Paul. But I got the Packers in this game, but that was a great take. I appreciate that because I was wondering how that was going to go. But I got the Packers in this game because I think the last time they played the Bears, they won by like a blocked field goal. So like they want to come in playing some good football, and I think they still have the option to switch with whoever's above them. Because
No,
what are
because
they, the fifth
it's
seed?
the Vikings or Lions are going to take the fifth spot, and it's
Oh,
6 or 7's either the Commies or Packers, depending
oh,
on.
the commies can take the Packers spot. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
yeah,
that's what they're playing for. It is like, who do you rather play, the number 2 seed or the number 3 seed? Or number 3 or number 4, whatever it is. You know what I'm trying to say.
mhm. I'm taking that 4 seed. But
So, so yeah, I think they have a little bit to play for. That's on with the Packers.
yeah, I got the Packers. But somebody made a point that Jay Alexander's not gonna be out for the season. But it was Ty on the Pat McAfee show. He goes, I haven't batted an eyelash. He hasn't played a lot. He hasn't played. He's missed a lot over the last 2 seasons. I was like, fuck.
And he always has that big ass cap on when he does the pressers and shit. That should be making me fun. Like, I just can't take that person serious. Then we got the Colts here, 4-point favorite at home. They're not going to the playoffs, but they got the Jaguars coming into town. Mac Jones and them taking on the Colts. Joe Flacco, I believe, is the starter for this game. Joe Flacco legacy game potentially. This is potentially his last game in the NFL. He could go out on, this is his legacy game. Could be the last one. That's what someone noted. And then on the other side, a revenge spot because the Jags beat them in Indianapolis last year, and like whereas this year this game's the Colts want to get a win. Who knows? But nothing really on the line here. Both teams not going in there. Jags did just lose to the Raiders by like 11 points, so that is something to take a note.
Who? Where are they playing at? In Jacksonville?
in Indianapolis.
Oh, I was saying Jacksonville. I got the Jags. I got the Jags. Oh, I got the Jags. But in Indianapolis, that's a different story. I think this Jacksonville team,
Two coaches fighting for the job: Steichen and Doug P.
they lost last week. I thought they beat the Titans last week.
No,
Twenty to
it was the
13.
week before that they lost to the
Oh,
Raiders.
yeah, I'm gonna say Mac Jones did their thing. I think this team is willing to get another W. Fuck the draft pick. I think oh, this is gonna be an interesting game because the Colts defense is weak. I
And this
mean,
is following where Pat McAfee did the big tweet where he basically said on Twitter what he's been saying, like they lost, like, but he went in like a deep rant of like everything. But like didn't hold back on anything. Like, and he basically ended, and I will not be renewing my season tickets because it's like this is a joke type shit. DeForest Buckner apparently had a one-on-one with Anthony Richardson telling him basically he needs to tighten up, takes this shit more serious, this, that, and the third. Like you're not like stop playing around. So the Colts are in that. That's why Joe Flacco was finishing out the season. Anthony Richardson will be the starter maybe next year. They say he will be as of now, but Ballard, the GM's on a short like the Ballard's basically GMing for his job and Steichen's coaching for his job. Doug P on the other side still coaching for his job as well. That's what people are. The implications wasn't really what's on the football field, but like how much are these teams actually going to be locked in for this game?
mm, damn, when you put it like that, I kind of like the Colts now. I was feeling Jaggies, but the Colts, they a home dog or they the favorites?
They're the favorite here. I got the Colts personally just because I think Jonathan Taylor has like turned it up a notch these last couple of games. And that's all you like. The Giants had the kick return touchdown. Malik Neighbors two deep touchdowns. Like the Giants just had everything going their way last week. But I just think the Colts like they still played a good game offensively, and I just think Jonathan Taylor is going to be able to eat against the Jaguars defense.
Yeah, I would take the Colts on this one, but I wouldn't be surprised with the Jags. Doug Peterson was like, "Hey man, I need y'all boys this week," and the boys come through.
Yeah, I want to be. I just think John Taylor gets probably get like 35 touches. Steichen's like, we're not throwing a goddamn thing.
You better not. Don't let me see Joe Flacco have 40 throws his last game.
Then we got the Falcons, Kev, 7.5 point favorites at home with the Panthers coming into town. No J.C. Horn, no Chuba Hubbard. So there are some injuries for the Panthers here. Falcons need this win potentially to stay for their hopes of the playoffs.
So before we get into anything, right? I'm always a guy that like I hate being the we need this person to lose so we can get into nah. You needed to tighten up and hold it down throughout the season so you weren't in a position like this. So I think whatever happens, whenever I get to a situation where it's like a we need this thing to win, blah blah blah, implications and all that, I just like whatever happens, happens. So sometimes you can be a Steelers team that sneaks their way into the playoffs. Sometimes you can be a Falcons team that control their own destiny and they motherfucking and they mother what's the word for it? They control their own destiny, and then they lost the OT game, and now whatever happens, happens. So like before, when it comes to picking this game, I look at it in the sense of like we're gonna go in there, we're gonna play some good football. Michael Penix is gonna get some great reps out there, some good work. I think the Panthers are not a good team. They played better later in the season than they have in the beginning, but that's just proof of how pitiful they played. But we did play a close game with them last time for parts of the game. So uh, I look at my Falcons season as like, okay, we could have beat the Saints when we lost by the when we when we missed the 4 field goals that game. We could have beat the Steelers who didn't score a touchdown. They only scored field goals. Like there are games we could have won to not be in the position that we're in today. But we beat you, man.
My whole take with this game, it's similar to why I took y'all to beat the Commanders last week, and y'all were like so close. Maybe y'all get the ball in overtime to start. Who knows? It's just the Panthers are the worst team against the run. number one bottom worst team against the run. They let up 177 yards per game, which is absolutely insane. Um, B. John, Ali Gear, and it's just if Kirk Cousins was in this game, maybe they try to throw it more. But I just think you just hand the ball off, let the running backs do, and the running backs were cutting up last week. Just continue that momentum. Michael Penix, a couple bootlegs where he runs it out the other side. Like I just think the run's going to be there for them. And Bryce Young, I said this even when they were a winning game and they kept games semi close. He's only putting up like 180 yards per game. Like it's not like he's putting up 300 and it's like holy shit, like the Panthers offense is come alive. It was like no, like they just the games happened to be instead of 21-point blowouts, a 7-point score game at the end of the game. Like that's all it was. But yeah, Falcons just gonna run the fucking ball here. B. John anytime touchdown, I think is I just think over on rushing yards. Give me the Falcons to win here.
Facts, facts, facts. I like our defense to turn up and to turn up and make them boys look quite regular again. And then let's finish out this season strong. And hopefully this isn't our last game.
And then we got someone who's hoping it's not their last game. Mike McCarthy and his Cowboys are 6.5-point dogs at home with the Commanders coming into town. Commanders, just like the Packers, are just playing to see who's going to get the 6th or 7th spot in the playoffs. Cowboys potentially this could be Mike McCarthy's last time coaching the Cowboys, so he definitely will be playing for coaching for his job. How do we feel about this matchup with the Commies 6.5-point favorites? So the spread's telling you that Vegas thinks they're going to win and pretty big.
I mean, the Commies are still playing for something. They could win this game and go up, and then that changes who their matchup is in the first game, but of the playoffs. So I think they want to come in into the divisional opponent that they've already lost to. I think they want to come in and show that they're going to play some good football going into the playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Commies take this game like 100% serious. And as long as there's no like random injuries or nobody that's the only people that might not play too much are the people that are crazy banged up.
So yeah, I think the Cowboys. I think McCarthy is going to throw everything at this game because I think if he loses this game and it's a bad loss, I think he is out of there. If it's semi close, I don't think he gets fired just because he lost his starting quarterback Cooper. Like he has all the scapegoats he needs. Um, but I just for whatever like they already beat them once. I think they can do it twice and it just be Cowboy fashion to kind of like y'all win the last game. Mike McCarthy gets an extension, and you're stuck with Mike McCarthy again for another 3-4 years. And there's a couple more fucking mistakes along these next 3 years where everyone's wants him fired. But y'all, when the time came to get rid of him, y'all chose to extend him because he happened to win 8 games with Cooper Rush. Who cares? But like that's not like I'm gonna see this be Cowboy fashion. He gets a win here. Jaden Daniels in overtime against the Falcons. He almost pulled an Anthony Richardson. Boy, they had to call that timeout for him to catch his breath and everything. But he deserved that timeout. That boy was just scrambling for his life, doing everything he could. But still shows like he's taking big hits. He was still kind of a smaller guy. He had the rib injury earlier in the year. In a overtime game, taking hits a lot. I just think they're a little bit more banged up. Cowboys, Mike McCarthy especially, are going to come in fired up for this game.
Yeah, I could see that. I could go. It could go either or. This might be a game where I see who's playing and who isn't playing, and I might do that back at the Cowboys so far. Just because they've already lost to this team, they're like, nah, we can go get a W
I'm
this tough
pretty
one.
sure everyone's playing for the Commies. How long is going to matter probably if the Packers win or lose their game.
Mm.
Then we got the Eagles, who are 2.5-point favorite at home with the Giants coming to town. Basically, everyone on the Eagles is going to be benched. You only bench so many guys, so there will still be some starters here and there. But no Jalen Hurts, no Kenny Pickett. They're going to roll out Tanner McGee, who, before we write him off, Eagles fans wanted him over Kenny Pickett. But the fact that they traded like a second round pick or whatever to get Kenny Pickett whenever they traded for him to be the backup, that they used that much draft on him. They had to make him the back, make him the starter. But when Tanner McGee came in, I think he hit like a couple good passes. Eagles fans are saying that preseason he looked good. They rathered him be the backup, but because of the draft's capital spent on Pickett was the backup to Jalen Hurts. But still 2.5 point favorites here with the Giants coming off the big win. Can the Giants make it two in a row, or does the Eagles with basically all backups still have enough to win this game?
Mm, that's a great question because I think the Giants they played their ass off last week. They feel good. They're big. I don't give a fuck about the pick and all that good stuff. But I don't know if they still have that energy. They got up for last week for the game. I don't know if they got that same energy and like even though it might be the backups, these dudes still practice with the Eagles system, and you still got the coordinators calling the plays. And like, I don't think the defense take that huge a dip against it, especially against a team like the Giants. I don't think the defense takes that big a dip. Like, I don't think the coordinators take a day off. So I might have the Eagles in this
Yeah, I still got the Eagles too in this one. Honestly, it also came down like, do I think the Giants could win two in a row? No,
one.
I don't think they can win two in a row. I don't care if it's against the backups. Then we
Yeah,
have
the Giants are the real worst team in the NFL for me.
yeah, and then honestly, I can't wait to see who is the top five draft order after this week. Then we got the Jets, who are a 1 point dog at home with the Dolphins coming to town. No Tua. It's going to be Tyler Huntley. Aaron Rodgers, I think he's playing. I'm pretty sure he's playing, but everyone apparently wants Tyrod to play. People are Woody Johnson, the owner, said between him and Aaron Rodgers, the relationship is irreparable from what the reports are saying. Um, Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson probably will not be a part of the team next year. Aaron Rodgers probably might be playing his final game of the NFL, or at least with the Jets after this game, if he even plays. It got even to the point where they said that when Tyrod came in, it was an immediate score, that he had better control of the huddle. So some people have said if Aaron Rodgers plays, they're going with the Dolphins. If Tyrod gets the start, they're going with the Jets. That's what some reports are saying with how people are picking this game. How do you feel?
I mean, I come at this from a whole different bias because it's like if the Broncos lose and the Jets win, Bengals are in the playoffs. Like, you feel me? Like I I haven't even think about like, yo, is the defense gonna pull up? Like who's gonna like really pull up? But I think the Jets, their players are playing for contracts, just contracts somewhere else.
Yeah, DJ Reed said he's out of there in the offseason. That's the secondary. Sauce, people are saying he may leave the Jets, but I wouldn't be shocked if he just gets an absolute insane amount of money and just stays with the Jets.
Yeah, I could see that because you see how long they had on Darrell Reeves. They know how the Jets know how to pay a corner.
Because like the defense, like certain defensive play, like if you just have to be all pro first team at that position, like no one's gonna hate if your team is like 5 wins. It's like, oh, like you only do so much locking down the wide receivers. Like Pat Surtain was undoubtedly the best corner in the league for like the last 2 years, and the Broncos were like absolute dog shit. No one cared. It was, oh, Pat Surtain's an island. Don't play with it.
Facts. Oh man, this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna go Dolphins because at least Snoop Huntley and the boys have some chemistry. Tyreek Hill and all them want to get some more stats on the thing, and then they got to go figure out. Mike McDaniel might be coaching for his job, low key. Like, but the Jets, I could see them boys one last hurrah. Let me end. But I can also see just Aaron Rodgers like completely giving up and being benched for Tyrod Taylor in the third quarter.
He basically benched himself in last week. He was like, "We're down by 30. I think you should go in there or some shit." And apparently, like people were irate about that. Like, bro, how the fuck you bench yourself at a quarterback position? You're supposed to always want to be like, like players want to play.
Oh no, kid. Oh man. All right, this is another one. I'm gonna see who's playing and who's not. But I got the Dolphins as a fight.
I got the Dolphins too. I really just need it. I really just need it at this point. Our defense is, I think, can win this game alone. I just need Tyler Huntley to do what he did last week.
And it's a divisional game. You know how I get about those divisional games. They can go either or.
Then we got the 10.5 point favorite Broncos at home with the Chiefs coming into town. Trent McDuffie's not playing. Fucking Pacheco's not playing. I did his name like basically 80% of the roster's not playing. Carson Wentz is the starter. Everyone knows that. But the Broncos 10.5 point. I mean, as a spread better, I would say 10.5 is still a lot. Like, and this isn't just me hoping for the Broncos to lose, but I just like 10.5 to me still is like. You really think the Broncos will win by that much?
I want to know what is the coaches, what are the play callers' mindsets when they go into weeks like these? Like, how much of your playbook can you use? And like, when you look at how much of your playbook you can use with a Carson Wentz versus a Pat Mahomes, do you sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna win with this. I'm gonna fuck them boys up with this. Like, this is all I need right here."
We've seen the Chiefs do it with one-legged Mahomes. We've seen them do it with Blaine Gabbert. So like for me, when I see this big ass spread, I'm like, do y'all not remember who Andy Reid is? Like he can get anybody open on like at any point of the game. That's me personally, and it's like, do you really like the Broncos have had two shots to clinch up the playoffs already, and they blew both of them. And this is the third one. And usually it's just like for me, like things like that happen for a reason. Like, oh, you already blew two shots. Why do I think you're not going to blow a third shot at it? Like, like I just feel like the whole now there's so much pressure. Like, if y'all would have 2 weeks ago, y'all could have won it. No pressure. Last week, okay, y'all it's getting kind of close. Y'all lose that one. Now it's like all the pressure in the world. All you have to do is win a game. All you have to do is win this game. But then you start overthinking it. You start fucking it up. You forget what brought you to this point to begin with. This carefree football. Oh, we had Bo Nix. We weren't expected to do nothing. 50 million cap hit on Russ. Yeah, this is a rebuild year. Now the pressure is we need to win one of these fucking games to go to the playoffs. I just think they're not built for that. And I just think that the Andy Reid and the boys, this also comes from the perspective of I need them to lose. All right. I need these motherfuckers. I need Carson Wentz to come in here, play MVP Carson Wentz. Don't fuck it up. And Andy Reid just draw up someplace. Who knows? Carson Wentz come in here, throw 350, 3 touchdowns, looks phenomenal. He gets an off-season contract somewhere else for the bag because of this one game performance.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. Um, okay. So they lose to the Chargers on Thursday. That was the game they started off playing really good in the first half.
Cooking.
And then those this after that free kick, everything went downhill. They lost a close game in OT to the Bengals, both playoff teams. They got, oh man, doubtful,
Pressure's
doubtful.
on now.
It's just their whole defense isn't playing. Justin Reed, Loftus, Nick Bolton, Tranquil, McDuffie.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody's out, bro. Everybody. But I don't. It's just something in my gut stomach is like. There's always that one team that started off with like a 70% chance of going to the playoffs, and it'd be the team that has like a 4% chance. And as the weeks progress, it's like one starts getting closer to 50, another one goes up to 20. And for whatever reason, that team, because of the NFL being as wild as it is, because it's usually that Steelers is that team with that like 3% chance. And the next thing you know, that 3% chance team is the one that sneaks into the playoffs.
so yeah, I respect it. I look at this game as remember when the Colts started off 0-4. Next thing you know, they win like the next eight or some shit like that. Or like, and then they lose the last two games, and the one was against the Clown Town Jags. It's one of those situations. So it's like are they gonna be the team that loses?
Bo Nix, bro, under the pressure.
Yeah, let's take the Chiefs for right now. But as of right now, I got the Chiefs because I didn't think about that pressure aspect.
Then we got the Chargers 4 point favorites on the road with the Raiders going into the Raiders. Um, People were pointing out this is a rematch of like what happened. Remember, like 4 years ago or 3 years ago when they both could have went to the playoffs, and Brandon Staley ends up doing some stupid shit. The Raiders go.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he called that timeout, and then my dog,
Carl,
Rich Bachata was like, I bet. Fuck it. We gonna motherfuck it. Fuck
we
it.
gotta
We
win
was
this.
yeah, we gonna win it. Fuck it.
Yeah. So, but roles reversed. Raiders got nothing to play for. Antonio Pierce probably doesn't have a job at the end of the year. Who knows? Chargers already got their playoff spot, but I don't think Harbaugh's benching anybody. If I know Harbaugh, I don't think he is gonna take we'll take a week off, guys.
Yeah, I think the Raiders gotta make up for that win that they got against the was it the Jags? So yeah,
Yeah,
they lose this. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this game because the Chargers come in and get the 28-3, 28-7, 28, 34-10 lead, and they're like, all right, Herb, you can chillax. So yeah, I'm taking the Chargers.
me too. And it has to come down with coaching on that one. No shot at Antonio Pierce, but this Harbaugh's got his team knowing what to do. Even the backups come in, I think they're still tackling just as hard as the starters.
Bro, picking these games suck. Like, there's so much you
Oh,
don't know what the fuck is about to happen.
that's what makes this next game even more fun. We got the Rams 6.5 point dogs at home with the Seahawks coming into town. Seahawks don't have neither team has anything to play for other than Geno Smith needs 185 yards, an 85% completion percentage, or maybe it was a 70. I don't know. He just needs a high completion percentage and 185 yards, and he makes like 4 million extra on his contract. So with that being said, I'm going with the Seahawks here. I just think their quarterback play, they're gonna want him to get the incentives. I just think they're gonna be more like throwing the ball, more aggressive. Whereas the Rams backups are gonna be playing. They're Stafford needs some rest because he be taking a lot of hits. Uh, I'm going big Seahawks here. And who knows? Maybe he gets all the stats in the first half and then they bench everybody. But I just think the Seahawks are gonna just win this game.
Yeah, I mean, as a team that's been banged up all season, I think the Rams don't want to even risk that. So they might have the starters play for a little bit, but I don't think they're going to do too much damage out there. So I got to see.
Let me see. I wouldn't be shocked. I think they might be resting the starters. They have everyone's doubtful, so they haven't officially said it yet. But then we got the last 4 o'clock game. The Cardinals 4.5 point favorites at home with the 49ers coming into town. And no, they're not the favorites because the 49ers are got backups playing. Well, they do, but it's not just any backup.
On purpose.
it, but I just want to point this out because it's 4.5 point dogs. I know you're probably going to go to Cardinals. Kyler going to start versus the backup for the Niners. Backup for the Niners is the one and only Joshua Dobbs. And if Joshua Dobbs was on what team last year before he got traded? The Arizona Cardinals.
Oh.
And I just want to say, I think this is a perfect revenge spot for Joshua Dobbs. Last game of the season, another guy who, if he plays really well, who knows what might be out there in free agency for him in the offseason. For one spot, one revenge game, I think this 49ers team is going to, at least Joshua Dobbs is going to get up to win this game.
I would take Josh Dobbs and all that good stuff because Josh Dobbs doesn't know how to come in and play 1 or 2 good games. He beat us last year with his first game against the Vikings, not knowing the playbook and shit. But boy, I don't think this 49ers defense has looked good stopping the run all year. And that's the one thing the Cardinals have been doing decent with James Conner and the boys. So James Conner played. And Kyler Murray is running around. Oh no.
See, that was one thing that I had to look into. I don't know against the run. Against the run, they're not like the best against it, but they were like top 7 defense team, like overall defense. If I'm not mistaken, because that was the one thing. Yeah, they're number 6, and they only allow 312 yards. They only allow 189 passing yards, which is 4th best in the league. So the defense, at least against the pass, has been really well. People have beat him on the ground, so like and Kyler needs like 50 rushing yards for an incentive as well, which is another thing like that's good for the Cardinals. But they against the pass, they have been pretty good.
Yeah, I can respect it. They're a good team. I would not be surprised if the Cardinals came in and kind of ran all over their ass and their defense played decent enough to where the backup doesn't fucking kill them. but especially with a team that's already banged up and hurt and it's had a long season already. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
And in the game of the century, there's 28 wins between the both of them, most for a non-playoff game in NFL history. This is for the number one seed. The Detroit Lions, 14-2, hosting the Minnesota Vikings. Detroit is the 2.5 point favorite here, Kev. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be split on this pick, so
Oh
let
yeah,
me.
1000%. Because you
I
know I
can't
got the
wait to
Lions.
hear because
You
I
know
didn't.
I got the Lions, kid. Because
You know who I'm rocking with this week.
this team made Brock Purdy look so crazy. This defense made Brock Purdy look so crazy last week. And I think Brock Purdy's a decent quarterback. I think he's really nice, and I think he would have deserved the start over Sam Darnold last year with the 49ers. So yeah, I got the Lions coming through. This is the best Lions team we've ever seen. They want this fucking first round bye so they can rest their guys up, ice that shit up, to let them boys ice up a little bit this weekend. Yeah, I got the fucking Lions coming to town, holding it down, making it happen.
I got the Minnesota Vikings rolling in. Sammy D legacy, bro. This is I don't think they say fuck JJ no matter what, and they're gonna keep Sam Darnold right at the top five in both passing yards and in touchdowns. Quietly, he's gonna win comeback player of the year. Don't get me wrong, but people are saying similar to how your Baker take was is like Sam Darnold never got even any recognition for MVP at all, like just absolutely no recognition, and he's playing some good ball right now, coming off career game 377 last week. I know you can say it's Kevin O'Connell because it is Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell is a fucking genius. And we can also say it's because Jordan Addison is a wide receiver one disguised as a wide receiver two right now. That
Right,
guy,
right now for sure.
TJ Hawkinson coming back halfway through the year, it definitely helped out. But like, there's been so many games where Aaron Jones, like last week, gets hurt in the first half. Cam Akers ain't doing a goddamn thing behind the back. Sam Darnold's been beating people, bro. And the 49ers defense, yeah, Kirby Joseph gets those two interceptions, but Brian Branch is making some big fuck ups. They need the takeaways. Brock Purdy was at like 250 almost at halftime. It was the second half where he started making the mistakes where Kirby was capitalizing. But this Vikings team shown that they can put up points with anybody, and they're defensively very sound. Whereas Goff has played good ball, but he's also showed you where he can make the same mistakes. The injuries got to catch up to him eventually. And this will be the week it does, I think, where they're going against a team that's going to be sound on both sides of the ball with a chip on their shoulder.
I respect it. I just look at it as I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings won and they was like, man, fuck it, let's see this game in the playoffs type shit. But this is your chance to key in. This is your chance to lock in, and y'all need that. And they're at home. They want motherfuckers to run through Detroit. They gotta win this game right here. So I'm gonna take my line, Dan Campbell, and this offense with Ben Johnson writing up all types of crazy shit, getting Jared Goff, I'm in Ross
Ben
St. Brown.
Johnson versus Brian Flores, bro. That's right there.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, this is gonna be a good game. I want this game. I don't care who wins for real. I got my Lions, but I want this game to be fire. That's all I ask.
And that rounds out the picks, Kev. We got to make the two locks, two dogs. I mean, two locks, one dog. And we're 4-0 in the locks coming into this week. So we keep the good times rolling. Definitely got to do better on the dogs, though. Let's see. Going down from the top, I'll let you have it all first. You got the for your locks, you can either go to Lions, the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Colts, the Bills, the Dolphins, the
I got the
Bengals.
Lions and Chargers. Oh, Dave, I might have to get the Lions and Bengals. The Bengals have not done me wrong this year, but
They're
I'm gonna
hot.
go. I'm gonna go Lions and Chargers.
And for your dog, Kev, I mean, we got the biggest dog, not the biggest. No one's going to Browns. Everyone relax. would be your biggest dog of the year if you take the Chiefs because
Oh,
they're
I
10.
got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
That's a 10
Oh wait,
point dog.
I didn't pick the Broncos.
Um, no, you took the Chiefs. I talked you into the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
All right. Now for my lock, damn, there's some big spreads on this. I can't overthink it really. I gotta go. Ooh, damn. Some of my all my favorites are I think are the big ass favorites. I guess we're gonna have to double. Damn, I can't. I might go. Can I go? I'm just gonna go three dogs. I'm gonna go Vikings. Dog number one, Vikings. Then I would go. I would jump down to the fucking Cowboys over Commies, another divisional game, and I'm gonna go Patriots over Bills because
Okay.
I only have like two favorites I could even pick, and one of them would be the Chargers with you. And I'm not trying to fuck up the boot or the mojo.
I respect it. That boy Jimmy just got suspended for conduct detrimental to the team.
7 games,
What?
anywhere but Miami.
End of an era.
But we appreciate everyone for tagging along. As always, go down, like, and subscribe, support the channel. I'm Paul Pickle Kev, Waterboy Savoy. We just broke down the last regular season game of the 2024 NFL. We'll be back for the recap and for our playoff picks.